Any of you out there, but I noticed something familiar with it, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it until near the end of the episode, and all of a sudden it just dawned on me. It looked like something we've seen before, and Samuel noticed it as well. So,
I mean, we are the ship guys, so we better. But no, I was doing the prep, and I was like, "This is something." And then all of a sudden, Stuart, I rendered this, and bosh, next picture. This to me, and this is not a coincidence. It can't be. Looks like a riff on a Sona warship, or battleship anyway. You've got a command ship in Insurrection, and the battleship. This is the Star Trek Online version, because the original one was lost. This is what I'm sure you're thinking of, Stuart, but now you put them side by side. What do you think? Is this what you're thinking?
Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. The general shape is what drew my attention to it, obviously, and it could be just Lord X riffing on the fact that, yeah, they use similar ship designs and change them in the shows. But I think there might be more to this story. They definitely look the same. Areans. They were capable a long time ago, and the reason they stopped was because they kept getting in, large battles with other, spacefaring species. So it could be that there was a time. You see that cave painting, we see these ships, and we see other ships that they're fighting. Could it be that those are maybe more primitive Sona ships that we saw, and the Sona actually captured some of these ships during battles and used the technology to advance their own technology, and then, of course, incorporated their own elements to it? So it is basically stolen technology. That could be the case, or there could be another link to the Sona and these people as well. Who's to say? It just opens up some interesting possibilities, because the similarities here are just a little bit too much to ignore.
Yeah, it's way closer than it should be, aesthetically, vibe-wise, and you could get away with just the claws, but having all of it is a bit too much. And the fact that, and you have that theory debate in a second, but take a slightly different route for a second. Just the idea that this race rejected technology to live a simple life in nature. That is the Sona's MO to a T. So even if they're not being literally, this is Sona tech, to make, it's not the villain of the piece, but a ship of the piece be very almost literally a Sona ship, there's too much of a tie there to be coincidental. Now, you've mentioned, is it stolen Sona tech? We have zero implication or idea of when these guys left the galaxy. I mean, the life cycle of bird creatures could be 10 years. We don't know in any way. So them having generations of past time. They don't know what the Federation is, so that takes us before the year, or 2167, around then. So, okay, fine. Before that, okay, fine. The Sona are a weird one, because we know the Baku left hundreds of years ago. Their offspring came out with Sona with the Baku ships, and they then took 3 races, subjugated them, and combined technology. So the Sona are 3 races, and we don't know which ship this is based on. I mean, this and the command ship look quite different, but also quite similar. So I doubt that they nicked these guys' tech, literally. But does that not mean they might have taken that reversal? Maybe the Sona found this planet, found one of these ships, so the reverse, and then took one of those designs and said, hey, this is very powerful. We do know the Sona are pretty capable. These 2 battleships felt on par with the Sovereign, with the flagship. The command ship was doing quite a good job in the battle as well, so they're pretty advanced at what they are. They work with the Dominion, etc. So it all is weird. It all doesn't necessarily connect, but they're very, very similar. I mean, even so much as having that little gap for the pincers, and then the window placement the same, and then the grills the same, which are a little bit less similar than I remember. But in fact, it's a good chance to go to the next picture, though, because we get a close-up, which kind of highlights that. Oh no, they are quite similar. There is like a middle detail. It's not quite as full on, but there is a middle detail. I mean,
even the rows of windows, same spot. The ribbing, like even some of the shapes, the black shapes on the center part of that head section on the Sona, same kind of shape design.
They just go as like a little curved thing rather than elongated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would have been obviously. I actually probably would have worked well with this new design to include those 2 engine pods at the back. Kind of add some extra shapes. It would have been kind of cool. Oh, yes, and it's even got the little cut out in the middle, hasn't it? The little.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep. It's quite eerie how similar they are. So, yeah, if you're watching it and you're thinking, you really like the ship for some reason. You're not sure why. You might not have noticed it, but your brain did. So
now have a pizza roll
whenever I can.
Have a pizza roll.
Yes. Pizza rolls for everyone.
Because as not great as Insurrection is, the ship designs are pretty. I like them. They're interesting. They're original. They're creative. I like them. We all like. I don't know. You and me both like the new ships as well. I'm guessing that they probably someone on the team, because Lower Deck's real smart people. Like really some of the most Trek fans, Trek producers that we have in the current climate of producers, because actually want to really link in properly to canon. They're the only ones maintaining the warp effect of the last 40 years or 35 years. Yeah, that's really important, so good job them. I imagine someone said, are we just kind of doing the Baku Sona again? We want some inspiration for these ships, let's just have a riff off them. I felt that's probably the logical inspiration. But boy, they went a bit literal with that, didn't they?
They did, but that's okay, because it's an interesting design. It's very cool to look at. In motion, it looks beautiful. Those battle scenes were great. I loved the more advanced tech, weapons-wise.
Yeah, multi-phaser, spread, weapon, destroyer. Yeah, these things were going to win. And even they say they can go through shields. Now, that's not... It's not. That does not speak to the power of the weapon so much as that it can modulate through shields. The multiple things have done that in Trek. That could just be an automatic function of the ship to match modulation, and boom, there you go. You've got anti-shield weapons. So that's kind of a red herring of wow, very advanced. And once you lose shields, I mean, any weapon, even an X1 phase cannons, can burn the hull plating very effectively. You know what I mean? That's not a sense of power. But I'm going back to the second picture, the more general. To me, it really feels like the new one is like a proto-Sona ship. If I was to put a phrase on it, I could see one evolving directly into the Sona ship, vibe-wise, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's why I like the idea that maybe the Sona captured some of these ships in a battle before they, decided to not be warp capable, and used the tech advanced on it, and came up with something that was similar because it's reverse engineered. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. Or they could have been allies when they were when they were spacefaring, and
Dominion sympathizers. Because as I said at the start, if the life cycle is like 20, 15, 10 years, or even 7 years, whatever, then because you'd have to forget who the Federation are, and it's only been a few years since whatever. So say Sona, say 200 years, right? Okay, but if you burn through, if they're out there doing stuff. And then, as in these new aliens, and then their race says, right, we're stopping, back to home, and they delete all records, like they burn every computer. If they actively try and stop knowledge of the Federation, and life cycle's 10 years, then you'd have, 100 generations, the knowledge could be lost without any way of, writing it down. We never saw any books or anything by them. They could be as simple as that. So if you do go by that logic, these could literally be, like you say, Sona sympathizers and whatever. That's so whatever, but that would be hella interesting. So birds do live less long than humans.
It's true. So there's a lot of possibilities, and it's just interesting to kind of think about what could have been, and what might have been, and what might be, and what might be revealed still. Who knows what kind of plans they have to tie things in, but...
And actually, if you look, sorry to interrupt, if you look at the back, because I'm on the full shot, the back right of the new ship, there's even like a little protruding orange gold bit, and then if you look slightly on the inner slice, there's a little protruding detail which matches almost the entire where the impulse engine is. Those are two of the same place details. What the hell?
Yep.
And even if you look at the pincer bits, those two long pincers on the Sona, they are extruding glows, but on this one, they're inner-facing glows, almost the exact same places. Just 2 instead of 3. Yeah, those are insane similarities. You know what I think happened? I think the person that designed this watched Insurrection the night before as part of a drinking game with their friends, woke up the next morning, blacked out because they got too drunk, had to draw this, drew it, with just thinking, doing original design. Subconsciously, they're thinking Sona, because they just watched it, submitted it got made, and then Mike said... Link to the Baku? Yeah, yes, Mike. So this result of blackout, drinking game, every time someone slows down time, anytime someone gets a face stretch, anytime, drink. There you go. That's what I think happened.
Yeah. Yeah, or it could just be as simple as it's the old trope of they had to reuse models back in the day, so the ships are very similar. We've seen that a lot, even
Which
in
I'm
Enterprise.
all for, because it grounds it thoroughly.
There's one of the ships in Enterprise that looks like it's a Deredex, essentially. Just, you know what I mean?
And why is that, Stuart? Because they nicked the Deredex model and changed it.
Exactly. So whether that's the reasoning behind this, or there's some kind of link to the Sona, it's fun to speculate. It's fun to think about it. Again, we got a new ship out of it, newish design out of it, and 2 of them actually, and that's actually fantastic. So we're happy about that.
Yeah, just good job, team. That's normally the vibe when it comes to ships with lower decks.
Comment down below what you thought about this. What do you think about our theories? How do you think do you think the Sona and these guys, were allies or at battle at one point and it's just stolen technology? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you want to join us for lives, make sure you subscribe to the channel, have the notification bell icon clicked so you don't miss anything. And if you didn't check out our video yesterday about these designs, check that out as well. We got a lot of... We love Star Trek. We love ships. We like talking about it. So please join us for all those discussions.
And if you want to support what we do here, both for tomorrow and for years to come, then we do need your direct support. Patreon, the monthly service. PayPal, the single one donation site. That's trekyards@hotmail.com in the PayPal. Or join the channel on YouTube. It's like Patreon, but YouTube. Or super chat during any live. Or super thanks during any video. Like right now. You click that button and give 5. I mean, we're not saying you have to, but your brain is.
That's right. So, until next time, guys, he's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley. Bye, guys.
See you later.